Hey everyone, it's Aesah, and welcome to my guide for Battle Academia plus Prodigy. This is the final guide out of the verticals I've made. So yesterday I made a Star Guardian guide. Before that, it was a Soul Fighter guide. So this is kind of the last one to complete the set of the simplest lines in the game. There is a lot of nuance, despite the line being pretty simple. One is instead of 7 Battle Academia, which I think people it's kind of like intuitive to play. You actually only want to play 5 Battle Academia and then 5 Prodigy. You can actually fit this entire board on level 8 because Ezreal and Yuumi are both 5+5. So you need Seraphine though, so oftentimes you're not going to have that. So K'Sante is just a really, really good unit to add in. Yuumi is an infinite scaling unit, scales up throughout the fight. And just more frontline to kind of enable your Yuumi to do that is really good. And K'Sante is just a really good unit. It'll give Wraith to Malzahar if you have Malzahar items. You have Protector already with Rakan. So really good. You can see like Prodigy Yuumi being played about about 1 every 2 lobbies. That's what the pick rate 0.5 means. If we look at Battle Academia, this is in Plat Plus, which is already really high elo across all servers. Like, if we look at Battle Academia Yuumi, it's being played like only 20% of the time, and you can see it's averaging much worse. I don't know why these are 3-star, but let's ignore that. If we do turn on all the ranks, like all the way to bronze, you can see that Prodigy Yuumi is being played in about a third of games, averaging a 4, while Battle Academia Yuumi is being played almost just as much while averaging a full 0.5 placement left. So very important that you know to play 5 Prodigy, 5 Battle Academia. I think a lot of people are putting the wrong items on their Yuumi. If you just kind of default and look at, let's say like Yuumi 3 items, what are our best items? It's actually very misleading because if you just look at positive delta being bad and minus delta being good, you would think like Void Staff and Morello, the support items, Red Buff even, the support items are really good. However, that's not the case. Yuumi is your primary carry when playing the standard non-reroll version of this line. So you want your strongest items on Yuumi while you can have your Void Staff and Morello on your support unit. So the reason I think the stats are really misleading is because these will perform really well when you get to Yuumi after having 3 items on Katarina 3. So if we exclude Katarina 3, we could actually just exclude Katarina because people aren't really playing Cat with Yuumi at all. But if we exclude Katarina 3, we can see it actually reverses. Void Staff is pretty bad on Yuumi. Morello is pretty bad on Yuumi. You really want these on your alternate carry, usually Malzahar, just because Yuumi is the most important unit on the comp. You're investing 5 Battle Academia, you're investing 5 Prodigy, you're investing a lot of units like Ezreal, Syndra, Garen, Rakan, like these kind of like weaker units in order to make your Yuumi stronger. You don't want support items on her. You want Jewel Gauntlet and Striker's Flail is probably like your true best in slot. Both of these items, and then one more. It can be Gunblade, Deathcap, Archangel's Giant Slayer. Any of these are fine. A lot of the artifacts are pretty good. Mana Zane in particular. Blighting Jewel is not bad. Dawn Core's, again, this is okay. These items are not amazing. They are plus delta. I guess like Mana Zane is the one that's really good because Yuumi does scale up infinitely, and it kind of just like starts that ramping pretty high. Hourglass is going to be really good just because like when it gets to Yuumi at the end, she's going to have so many stacks with Prodigy. After the Hourglass procs, if she's in like a 1 versus 5 situation, a lot of times she can get the mana during the Hourglass and just finish off the entire enemy team. Deathfire Grass is basically just another version of Deathcap. Yeah, pretty simple stuff here. So yeah, again, this comp is centered around having the strongest Yuumi possible. Do not put your support items on her. Go to Team Builder. So early game, the best opener you can have, and I think it's actually pretty important to have this opener into this comp just because a lot of the weaker units are pretty important. And also this opener is just really good. You get Star Guardian for free, you get Bastion here, and then on your next in, it's very easy to add in Battle Academia, or another Star Guardian, depending on which one of these units you're itemizing. You can itemize either one, just depending on who you choose star. For power-ups, I really like to test my power-up on Syndra first. If you have a strong board, because she is one of 3 units in the entire game that can roll Heart of Gold. If she survives the fight, you win. You get 2 gold. Even if you only proc this like twice in stage 2, it will basically make you get an equivalent amount of gold with a full mix streak compared to a full streak. 4 gold is just a lot, and if you have a strong board and you're able to proc this 5 times or 4 times in stage 2, you're just going to be so far ahead of the rest of the lobby, and you can leverage that to continue proccing it later on, because if you proc it 4 times in stage 2, you can probably go level 6 on 3-1, and then with that extra unit that other players might not have, you might be able to win that and kind of keep snowballing that way. Otherwise, Midas Touch is just going to be really good early game. Rising Chaos is a Syndra-specific one. It's very good. Avoid Star Student. It's a Battle Academia specific power up, and it's just really bad. Honestly, it does have a 2-piece, but the 2-piece is also really bad. So avoid Star Student. Yeah. So this opener is really good. You can add in more Star Guardians. You can add in Battle Academia. There's even a lot of like trait pairs. For example, you could be like Rakan plus Nico. You could just add in Malzahar for more Prodigy. Quite a lot of stuff you can do here. Eventually, around 4-1 or 4-2, depending on how rich you are, you probably want like at least 50 gold after you level if possible. If you have less than that on 4-2, it's fine. Generally, I would not recommend leveling 4-1 unless you're contested by more than one other player, or you just have like so much gold and you're on streak that you can kind of get away with it. But generally, you're not going to find Seraphine, so you'll want to play K'Sante and Malzahar. This is going to be your main level 8 board. If you do find Seraphine, you can maybe play it over K'Sante. Probably not K'Sante 2-star. Oh, you don't play Rel. Because, of course, once you find Leona, your traits are clean, 2 Bastions. Yeah, 8 units here. If you do find Seraphine, if you don't have K'Sante 2, you can just drop this. If you do have K'Sante 2, you can probably just hold this until level 9. Between K'Sante and Leona, they're both really good tanks. If they're both 2-starred, I would rather itemize Leona, but I'm honestly not sure if it's correct. K'Sante, they're just they're just both really good tanks. They have the same amount of traits basically, although Leona does get the 5 Battle Academia. I guess I'll look in the data in a little bit. But yeah, you really want 3 items on Yuumi. Very, very important. You do not want a mana item. For Prodigy, it just gives you so much mana. You're getting 7 mana regen. That's already... This site still doesn't show blue buff, but that's already a lot more than any mana item will give you. So you just want triple damage. As I mentioned earlier, your best in slot is going to be Guardbreaker plus Jewel Gauntlet plus 1, but it doesn't have to be exactly this. If you have like a Death Cap and Archangels, or something like this, it's going to be fine. Or like one of those other items is going to be good as well. So something like this going to be completely fine. Frontline, I wouldn't prioritize too much. Just use whatever's left over. These units can use anything. Make sure you have anti-heal and magic shreds somewhere in your comp. I personally think backline is preferable, just because frontline might die. So Morello, Void Staff. But it's not, if you can't get these, having like Sunfire and Spark are completely fine on this board, especially because you have 2 strong tanks. You really want 3 tank items on kind of like your stronger tank, and put them on the outside, and then have your weaker tank being kind of protected by your stronger tank like this. If your K'Sante is 2-star, you would just swap these 2. Then yeah, you want to get to level 9, so you can basically fit this entire board. The K'Sante is just important, just have more frontline in order to have Yuumi scale up. She launches 15 pages, her second cast launches 20 pages, so it's already 33% more damage. It's quite a lot of damage, very important. This is one of the only lines in the entire game, meta lines, that only uses one type of damage. You do not want to build any AD items ever, even if you only have like Sword Glove Opener. If you know for sure you want to play this comp, maybe it might be a reason not to, but you should never make Infinity Edge just because this is your final board. There's no AD item holders at all. Overall, I would say like this comp is pretty straightforward. I think it's pretty easy to tell when other players are angling this comp. Normally they'll have this opener with Rel that I showed earlier. They'll have something similar to this. You'll see a lot of Battle Academia units or Prodigy units on their bench. That's a good indicator someone else is trying to play Yuumi. So if you see more than one other player angling this comp, I would probably try to play around either Star Guardian with Ari leader AP items or Six Sork with Karma leader AP items. I'll have the Six Sork guide out soon. I guess I haven't looked at this yet, but I'll go ahead and take a look at what it looks like if we have Leona items or K'Sante items and vice versa. So let's just say we have Leona and K'Sante on our board, pretty standard board. And let's just say we have 0 item Leona and 3 item K'Sante. How are we doing? This is a 4.8. And let's switch it around. 3 item Leona, 0 item K'Sante. How are we doing? 4.4. So it seems Leona is the better tank. That does make sense since you're investing 5 Battle Academia into Leona. So you're just investing a lot of units to make her stronger. That's going to wrap it up for this video on Battle Academia Prodigy. If you have any comments or questions, let me know in the Discord, and thank you for watching.